The Lakers have lost 4 in a row. It's time to get angry, and KCP's face mask is a good place to start. Getting a little Jaws vibe from Kenny. 20 points last night. Montrezl Harrell has scored at least that many in 3 of his last 4 games. The Lakers will probably need more of that tonight to end this slide. It's the Lakers and Cavs coming up right here on Spectrum Sportsnet as the purple and gold look to get back in the win column and snap their 4-game losing streak tonight at Staples Center. Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. I'm Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory, Allie Clifton is here. Brez Trudell will be a part of the show as well. Rob, what's your longest losing streak?
Do we have to talk about it?
I just want to know what your longest losing streak.
My longest losing streak.
You won a lot of titles.
13 games. Phoenix Suns.
13 games.
We lost the first 13 games of the season.
I mean, it's a wrap, right? You know you're not going to the playoffs after that.
Yeah, it was a wrap. It was a wrap me being in the Phoenix Suns jersey because I was trying to get up out there.
Oh, man, 13. Big Game don't even remember his longest streak, do you?
It was probably my last year, 93, 94. Man, everybody was gone except me.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many it was, but it was about 15, 17.
Last night.
Couldn't have been that big.
Listen, come on,
Yeah, Anthony Peeler, Elgin Campbell. You know, it was 93, 94, man. It was a transition time.
All right, well, listen, last night the Lakers dropped their 4th straight game in a row to the East-leading Philadelphia 76ers, 109-101. The Lakers did stage a huge comeback in the 4th, but came up short as they were not able to overcome their dismal 3rd quarter where they committed 19 of their 22 turnovers. They're also outscored 35-17. The Sixers were led by former Laker Danny Green, who connected on 8 3-pointers for 28 points. And as we take a look at the Western Conference standings, Lakers are now sitting at 4th with a record of 28-17. The Utah Jazz continue to lead the way at 32-11, followed by the Suns and the Clippers. So it's a 4-game skid. They've played well in spurts. Tonight the Cavs come into town. Bottom line, James, find a way to win the game.
And I think they are. You know, you look at the last couple of games, I think they had one good quarter against New Orleans, I believe. Couldn't quite put it together. The last game they had 3 good quarters and almost had the game within reach when they got it to 5. If it hadn't been for that really, nasty 3rd quarter and all the turnovers, it was close. So I think they're finding a way to play together without their big guns. Moving the ball is nice to get Marcus all back. So I think they're trending in the right direction if they just keep playing hard.
It's all about trending and playing in the right direction, because if you're playing this good, while the big dogs, when they come back, it's going to make you that much better. And now the big dogs are sitting on the sideline watching and understand what these guys can do without them on the court. That's the most important thing, because you see what KCP can do when he gets spot-up jumpers. You see what Dennis Simmons can do when he has control of the basketball. We already knew what KK can do, and you can see when you use Trez in the post as another option other than AD. So there are moments when you're sitting on the bench as a big dog, you can see what these other guys can do. So you're excited to get back to add to that they already have going on.
You know, Big Game mentioned the name Marc Gasol. He was on a minutes restriction, 15. He played that, but the team just looked more organized and better with him on the floor, James.
I said it the other night. You got your big brother out there with you. He's known for being a trigger guy at the high post. So if you're moving and, back doors and things of that nature, it takes a little bit of pressure off everybody else, especially those who don't attack on their own. I like the Pope was a little bit more aggressive, so, and then that one play that they had, this one, that was a big play, getting everybody involved. So, yes, nice to have him on the vertical rule when somebody comes to the paint, having a big 7-footer, not blocking shots, but just, you're going to run into his chest. So his little contributions make it a little bit easier for his teammates.
So Andre Drummond could be coming to help the Lakers. Rob, BT, your guy, Brad Turner, our guy, LA Times, said the Lakers are front runners right now, but I think everybody believes they have a shot at him. He's a beast. He's a two-time All-Star, and everyone wants him. Do you like the fit, Rob?
I love the fit because he's an excellent shot blocker. This is a guy who can get you 20 rebounds in the blink of an eye. So you like anybody who can do this thing like this. And plus, he's probably going to be one of those guys that say, hey, you want to win a championship? I know you do. Come out and do what you need to do to make us successful. Rebound, block shots. We'll get a little sugar every night, and that means give him a couple of touches so he can get around the bucket, so he can get some playing time. But other than that, he knows if he comes to the Lakers, he's going to look at what JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard did because they know that formula is successful.
If you were part of the recruiting pitch, would you just put out all 7 rings like in an A for Andre? Like, what would you do?
I would tell him, I said, dude, we're going to accomplish something that you have never accomplished. That's win a championship. If you come, you can be that extra added piece for us to get there. Look around. This is a winning culture. Look around. This is the best brand in basketball. What else do I need to say?
Sign me up, big game James. By the way, he met with the Celtics today. James, you don't want to go there.
Nah, that's the last place he wants to try to go to. But yeah, I think he's 27. I think he's been the rebounding champion a few times. Yep. So he could add a lot. Obviously, if he's willing to accept that buyout deal, I think the Lakers are the team that could. I think we talked about this the other night. They could give him the least amount of money. There are places he could go where he could get more money, but like Rob said, if you want to win,
then he'd be a free agent next year.
And you want to win now, this is LeBron has proven it. You get on that train, it's gonna succeed. So we'll see.
All right, now for more on tonight's matchup, let's get you live to Staples Center. Lakers reporter Mike Trudell is standing by with the latest. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Geeter, there aren't many people that can make a whole A out of rings.
Yeah, that's what I mean. How fun would that be?
That's not easy, so good call by you. Okay, I have an update on Anthony Davis. It's just, don't get too excited. It's just kind of as you would expect at this point. I'm going to read it to make sure we're accurate. So Anthony Davis was re-examined by team medical staff earlier this evening. He continues to progress in his recovery and has been cleared to advance his on-court work. Additional updates will be given when appropriate. So let's use that to transition into Frank Vogel, where we actually started talking about Dennis Schroder, had one of his better individual games in terms of points and assists last night, and what Frank thinks that can do moving forward, particularly without LeBron and AD. So here's Frank Vogel a couple moments ago.
Yeah, he's leading the charge for us from a competitive spirit standpoint and a will to win standpoint. It hasn't, we haven't gotten over the hump yet, but he's pouring his heart and soul into the game and leaving it all out on the floor. And I think you saw that with his 20 points, 11 assists last night.
And Frank, look, the record when he, AD, and LeBron played together, quite good, as you might expect. What did you see in him as a complementary piece to those two, and just the way that he fits with the way LeBron plays, especially on offense?
No, he's a perfect complement. His ability to attack off the basketball with LeBron handling, but also to initiate and play the way he's playing right now gives Bron the necessary versatility, his ability to set up AD. Those two guys, still establishing the chemistry in the pick and roll game, and I think what we saw last night with Dennis and Trez establishing that chemistry is going to be one of those silver lining pieces of this stretch of our season. So he's a big part of what we intend to do this year.
And then to flip to tonight's game, just your top-line thoughts on Cleveland, and then how Marc Gasol can fit into that game plan if his minutes restriction is going up at all, if you're expecting him to play.
Yeah, minutes, he is going to play. What I've been told is just be responsible with his minutes. That's where that's at. And, Cleveland is playing good basketball. They're 10 games under 500, but they're 7-6 in the last 13. They've had some quality wins. They beat Boston. They won at Philly with Embiid and Simmons. This is a team that's playing really well, and we can't look at their overall record and think that this game is going to be any easier than the last couple. We've got to compete at a high level.
Hey Frank, obviously there's been reports that guys in the buyout market and free agents are going to meet with you in the coming days. Are you involved, or are you a part of those meetings, or are you sort of giving the front office some feedback that they can share in those meetings?
I'm involved in everything we do from a roster standpoint, yes.
All right, there's Frank Vogel. Now, an update to the AD update. Okay, just to further contextualize, increased volume and intensity in shooting, dribbling, and position-specific drills. So that's what the on-court work actually is. There's your AD update. Geeter, back to you in the studio, my man.
Mike, if you have another update at any time in the show regarding Anthony Davis, just come on in.
Yeah.
All right?
I'm going to let you know.
Carte blanche
All
for
right,
you.
I got you.
All right, you got the green light.
And versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Then they head out on the road next Friday, taking on the Sacramento Kings. April 4th, taking on the Clippers. That's a 12:30 p.m. start. All games can be seen right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Want to welcome in our Lakers Insider. Time for Brez's three-point play. 3 things that you were looking forward to. Not so much, Brez, in this game. Rather, 3 players that could potentially help the Lakers show in the buyout market. And we begin. Number 1, Brez. Will Mr. Drummond be moving on up?
Yeah, definitely, Allie. We're going to pull back the curtain a little bit, kind of get away from the court. The Lakers are kind of entering a period of mini free agency. They're going to take a meeting with a couple guys, including that man right there. All he's done in the last 5 years, Allie, is lead the league in rebounding 4 times, be an all-star twice, sign a massive contract that is actually set to expire after this season, and now he can be had by the Lakers for the cheap price, relatively, of about $1 million. Initially, I thought it was a couple million, but it's only about $1 million. Look at this here. Has anyone had a better time in his first 8 seasons grabbing rebounds? Only 2 players in NBA history. Some big names on that list. Of course, we know Dwight Howard very well. And Drummond, he doesn't have great range, so he's not going to be able to help you as far as stretching the court. But as Robin James alluded to, a double-double threat every night. He had 20 rebounds twice in games back in January. He has not played since February 12th, so he is ready to go. Going to take meetings with 5 teams, including the Lakers.
All eyes on Drummond.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
Another big, though, for you, who is intriguing, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he got bought out by San Antonio. Pretty good career between Portland and San Antonio. Allie, though, he's slipping a little bit. Unlike Drummond, he is 35 years old, so he's got some long teeth, so to speak. First, the bad news, he's averaging under 14 points. That's the lowest since his rookie season. Also, shooting about 46%. That's kind of getting close to a career low as well, but good range. Unlike Drummond, he can definitely hit some threes, kind of incorporating it into his game these days. There you see the numbers. We got a little spoiled with LaMarcus, just watching him in his earlier years. Another guy who is a double-double threat. But this three-point thing could definitely help the Lakers. And by the way, unlike Drummond and like Anthony Davis, he can play both power forward and the center, so that definitely will help if indeed he chooses the Lakers. Right now, allegedly, reportedly, supposedly, Miami, though, is in the driver's seat, and I'm out of adverbs to describe right now.
Good intel there. All right, we've talked enough about the big men. What about some potential help on the wing? Otto Porter Jr.?
Yeah, I kind of like him. He's my 3rd pick for the Lakers to look at. Unlike Drummond and LaMarcus Aldridge, he has not been bought out yet, so definitely some things to think about there. He was with Chicago, went in the Vucevic trade just a couple days ago, actually yesterday. So he's with Orlando now. Maybe the Magic keep him, but if they don't, he could help the Lakers as far as like a backup for LeBron. He's good offensively, shooting 40% from 3-point range this year with Chicago. Good defensively, pretty good size for a small forward. The problem with him is injuries. He has missed a lot of games the last few years. There you see the numbers. Not going to really knock you over or anything like that. Kind of got lost in the shuffle. A little bit of a youth movement in Chicago. Not like he's really old or anything like that. Otto's only 27, like Drummond, but definitely kind of got lost. They drafted some young guys. They kind of were thinking about the future, so he was shipped off to Orlando. We will see if he also gets bought out. April 9th is the deadline day for when players can be bought out and still qualify to play in the playoffs.
And 2 spots remain open for the Lake Show.
For sure.
Well done, as always. Thanks so much, Brez. We're headed to break, but first, a look back at LeBron's stop in Cleveland earlier this season. The kid from Akron, he went off.
With 2 on its way. That'll way to end the quarter.
Game later in the show, Modelo, put a little lime in it. You know what else we love? My man Rob on roller
Where y'all get this from?
skates.
Man.
Man.
Wait a minute.
tell you.
Go back to that little move he was doing.
Look at it. Yeah, this little move right here was nice.
Oh my God, Rob!
I almost fell there, boy. That was, my goodness, man. That's just why you don't put anything on social media.
You went from this, Rob. You went from this to like.
Was this was recent? This one right here. That's right there.
And then by the way, Shaq was roller skating earlier too. And you two
Rob, you got the four wheels,
there it is. Yeah, you got the four wheels.
That's funny, you know.
By the way, where is this? Because
this is in Oregon. This was at my stepdaughter's graduation. We was in Oregon for a graduation. She graduated, you know.
Wow,
we went to skating.
that's impressive, man.
Yeah.
You know who's I'm not gonna say a class skater, but is a really good skater. It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, yeah?
That was one of his favorite hobbies.
Really?
Going skating, yeah.
Growing up, that's
right.
Hey, you forget, I grew up in a small town. This is all we had to do was go to the skating rink.
The best roller skater I've seen since Erwin and Fletcher. Well, we got something else too, Rob.
Oh, Lord.
There you go.
Hey, I wish my body looked like that now.
Man, look at them legs, Rob.
Long arms.
I've never had legs like that.
Where are you out on the Strand? I noticed the South Bay right there. Rob coming into town.
Pity the fool.
Oh, man.
I can't believe, boy.
Oh, man.
Sometimes you just got to shake your head to think.
Sometimes you do.
B-more, I know you did that.
If it's out there, they'll find it, Rob.
They're going to find it. It's, Allie, did you see Rob roller skating? Oh, man, that was something else. So, tough to segue into basketball. We're going to do that. THT, by the way, his name was all over the place during the trade deadline.
Yes.
Rob, you were out there on the jump. Name was mentioned for Kyle Lowry. It came and went. He's still a Laker. They did not want to include a third player for the 35-year-old guard for the Toronto Raptors. THT said he was happy to still be here, Big Game James.
Yeah, I mean, I think he likes it here, obviously. Young man has already won a championship. He knows what that tastes like. And I also think the front office is wise enough to know that, you know, after LeBron, they're thinking about AD, the future.
Yeah.
And he's hard to let go. He's just one player you just don't let go because he does so many things from the point guard position. Yeah. Praised by LeBron, praised by everybody.
Playmaker, and listen, he's a restricted free agent. I saw some people, social media yesterday, thought maybe he was a free agent. He could just walk away. He's a restricted free agent, which means the Lakers can match it and keep him. I think that's obviously their plan. Were you surprised that the Lakers didn't deal him for Kyle Lowry with two other players? 3 for 1, Rob. Or were you okay with keeping 3 guys?
I was totally okay with this, and I hope THT doesn't take this as a slap in the face. When people want you, that's a plus. When people don't want you, that's when you have to worry about coming to sit over here with us. And so I hope he just takes this as a business deal, continues to work hard, and not let this upset his game, because I know you can look at the history of some players that play for the Lakers and their names get thrown in draft. It takes them a while to rebound. So, young fella, take it from me. I've been traded and had to go back. So just play hard and continue what you do, is to do your business and be who you are.
And I want to make it clear. Those were per reports.
Yeah.
Reports saying the Lakers were offering KCP and Schroder, and Toronto wanted THT in the deal. They wanted 3 for 1. They wanted the Lakers to give up 3 perimeter players.
For a 20-year-old.
For 1.
Yeah.
Who's a good player, Kyle Lowry. All-star, awesome, leader. It's a lot to give up.
It's too much to give up.
And he's a free agent next year. So you're okay with that?
I'm 100% okay with that.
I like it. All right, tip-off at Staples Center coming up in about 30 minutes. Rob's good with it. Cavs picked up Jared Allen in the James Harden blockbuster.
There was Elgin Baylor.
One of the best players that ever played in the NBA.
He's one of the first players that had a unique ability to control his body in the air.
Those incredible moves he had up in the air. He was the first skywalker. He was the first entertainer.
He's such a major part of not only Laker history, but NBA history.
I think the thing that I most appreciated, there was a commonality. We wanted to win.
He was the best small forward to ever play. He was that good.
Tonight we'll have a special edition of Backstage Lakers as we honor the life and legacy of Hall of Famer Elgin Baylor with a look back at his storied career both on and off the floor, as well as behind the scenes of a star-studded statue unveiling just a few years ago. It's Backstage Lakers tonight, right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Let's go back to Staples Center and check back in with Lakers reporter Mike Trudell. Lakers and Cavs, we're not going to go to Trudell, but here's what we do have. Lakers and Cavs are coming up at 7:30 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. The trade deadline has come and gone. Big Game's laughing and having a good time. But there were plenty of rumors about potential moves swirling on Thursday. And it's Bill Oram sharing this tweet. Sources tell me.
It's a crazy business, first of all. End of the day, I want to play, my season out. And I think, and I said too that I want to see my options. I for sure want to be a Laker, but I still want to see my options because after 8 years, it's my first time seeing what other people, other clubs, who got interest in me. That's what I said too, but nobody mentioned that on the media. Everybody's saying I just want to sign long-term with the Lakers. So end of the day, that's my last word on that. I want to see my options, but I want to be a Laker. So however y'all want to put it on Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, that's it.
Let's go inside access. A lot of question marks surrounding Schroder's contract, but there's no doubt about the impact he's had for the Lakers this season. Since returning from his absence due to health and safety protocols, Schroder has played a larger role setting the table for his teammates. Look at the before the absence there. 14.2 points per game. After, 17.3. Look at the assists from 4.3 up to 6.1. We now bring in the Laker insider Mike Bresnahan. Brez, Dennis will be a free agent for the first time, and he is excited about that. He wants to see what's out there. He also said he wants to be a Laker. He's just telling the truth.
Yeah, he is. I mean, if you're a guy in his position, you have to see what is out there for you, no doubt about it. But the thing is, if he stays with the Lakers, it's time to talk taxes. Nobody wants to do that, but it could become a whopping tax bill for the Lakers franchise, probably the biggest in their history. The Lakers have always shown a willingness to pay for talent, and definitely Schroder would fit that bill. But get this, right now the Lakers this season, they're going to pay about $5 million, maybe a little bit more if a Drummond or another free agent or two come on board. That's not a whole lot in the NBA. Potentially, keep in mind a couple things going on next season. Kuzma jumps from $3.5 million this season to about $13 next year, the first year of that contract for him. Talen Horton-Tucker, he's a restricted free agent. Caruso, unrestricted free agent. And keep in mind, Luol Deng still getting paid $5 million next season. That'll be the last installation of Luol Deng.
Say it again, Mike.
Still paying Deng. Had to do it a few years ago, right? So a lot of things kind of adding up for the Lakers. The most expensive tax bill ever was in 2013-14 when you had the Brooklyn Nets with Paul Pierce, KG. They paid about $90 million in extra luxury taxes. The Lakers potentially could get that high if they re-sign everyone. We'll have to see what happens. It's a lot of money, isn't it?
Well, that puts things into perspective, doesn't it, Rob?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Rob, how important is it to a player to become a free agent for the first time? They wait a long time, 7-8 years sometimes, and just see what's out there. See how much you're valued around them.
Yeah, it's a lot of times. I don't think people who are outside the basketball world understand the importance of being a free agent. Now you can pick and choose where you want to go. You have so many opportunities when you're drafted. You just go to that team. You might fall in love with the city, but that's might not where you want to be at the end of your career. So then when a guy has the opportunity to pick where he chooses, sometimes it's going to boil down to money, and sometimes it's going to boil down to being comfortable. Are you comfortable still being a Laker? Do you want the money? What do you want to do? Is it winning more important? There's so many things that come into play when you become a free agent.
Yeah, and we welcome in Ali as well. And guys, since the return, he's scoring more, playmaking more, and you can just see him getting more and more comfortable. That's why you want him around for a long time.
Yeah, I don't think, to your point, Rob, I don't think there's anything wrong with him wanting to explore. I think he's been not only on the court and doing it by example, but also verbally and vocally. He's made it very clear he wants to be a Laker. He enjoys his time here. He's showing it night in and night out. I think if that weren't the case, you wouldn't see the effort on both ends of the floor. You wouldn't see the performance. You wouldn't see the willingness, the sacrifice to be able to fit alongside two superstars as seamlessly as he has. I actually loved when he said the other night, let me be clear. Because in this day and age, with social media and being able to say and write and interpret however you want, sometimes you just need to cut it off. End it.
We have so many players, too, that are like, oh, I want to be here forever, and then they're gone the next day. They're demanding a trade. So it's nice to see some honesty. But he's been playing great, James.
He's made his point very clear. I mean, when he arrived here, I want to start. You know, his play has proven that he's plays the Lakers ball. He plays the style, diving on floors and picking up people full court. And, you know, there's not a CEO or a corporate head that wouldn't do exactly what he's about to do, and that's explore its option. It's a business. Let me be clear. I want to be a Laker. That's a direct message to the front office that I'm not dealing with this anymore. Let me be clear. So whatever you guys need to do to make that happen, do it. I mean, he's straight up business with that one.
Rob is familiar with trade deadline moves. 1997. 4-player deal from the Suns to the Lakers. This basically sealed your fate and got you, I don't know, 5 more rings through the Lakers to the Spurs, or you've been stuck in Phoenix forever.
No, I wouldn't. That was my last year on my contract, so I was out of there, buddy. But you know, think about that. That was a business decision, and you know,
you knew what you were doing.
I knew what I was doing. I didn't like Danny Ainge. I didn't like.
Still don't.
Yeah, Rob.
Tell him, Rob.
So,
you know what?
You know. That's the thing that I hate, when you have those rivalries against players and then you get traded. Next thing you know, they're your coach. I'm like, what?
Yeah. No. I mean, Big Game, you must have been so happy when you saw that moment happen.
I was
How
a
bad
little
you
bit.
do that?
I loved it, first of all. But I was just hoping that he could hide his fist inside that towel and just take it on in there a little bit. And, you know, I need to see some blood, man. And you're right, Rob. When you've been playing against somebody, you ain't coaching me, man.
Yeah.
By the way, thank God he was just your coach and not your GM. He wouldn't be able to trade you. Can't trade anything. No. I'm trying to get everybody. Never trade.
I just wish social media was then what it is now.
Oh.
That would have broke the internet.
I've been famous.
How about this one? Were you famous because of this? We found a great quote from that trade. I went from the bottom to the top, Ori said. Now people are gunning for you, where in Phoenix they were kind of laughing at you. Walk us, like only Robert Ory could say something like that.
That's like Dennis Schroder type honesty.
Like that.
Hey, we started that season off 0-13. We flat out
sucked. From the bottom to the top.
Hey.
It's a lyric.
Hey, they stole that lyric from me. Started at the bottom, now I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, you got to make those moves, man. That was a business decision to get up out of there. But you know what? It wasn't all about that. I have to say thank you, Cedric Sabalas, for going on your sabbatical to
Club Med.
Yeah.
Club said, Lake Havasu. Here it is, Allie. Big shot comes to L.A. Lakers acquire Robert Ory and Joe Klein. The Suns get Ramil Robinson and Ced Ceballos. How's that?
What was January 10th, 1997 like for you?
Oh, in the car, gone, right?
Hey, Danny Ainge called me and says, I probably just won you another championship. I'm trading to the Lakers. I was out of Phoenix in 14 hours. That's how bad. I'd already packed. Before I even traded me, I had already packed because I was like, I'm not going to be here long. That was the best move for me to get out of there.
Did not fly, you drove.
I drove from Phoenix
That's when you know it's
to
real.
LA. I wanted out of there so bad. I was gone.
Calling Shaq, hey, I'm coming.
Yep, I was.
Did you know Shaq already?
I had Shaq. I was really good friends with Nick because Nick and I had the same trainer, so Nick Van Exel. So we trained in the offseason together. So I was out of it. I was happy.
Crazy story. I love it. All right, we're getting closer to tip-off. Former Laker Larry Nance Jr. is playing well for his hometown Cavs. He would be leading the NBA in steals if he qualified with enough games played. Former teammate Kyle Kuzma talks about him after the break. But first, a look back at the epic duel between Kobe and LeBron in 2008.
Good job tipping it to LeBron James. There's a crossover inside.